Welcome to the DJ the Money Coach Expert Interview Series. I'm Nick, joined as always by the founder of the 7 Spheres of Money, DJ the Money Coach. Hey DJ, how's everything going?
Man, Nick, I can't be more excited, man. It's like every day we bring it on better and better experts, man. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to talk about this expert we got coming on here in a moment. So, hopefully, how you doing, Nick?
I'm great. I'm just excited as you. So DJ, why don't you give a brief introduction of yourself for those who don't know, and then introduce our expert.
Absolutely. So, hey, I'm DJ the Money Coach, and if you don't know me, here's my claim to fame. I came out of college with a 525 credit score. I came out of college with over $40,000 worth of consumable debt and student loans. So I read one book. It's called The Road to Wealth. And I actually read one chapter in that book, Nick, and it's talked just about credit. After reading that one chapter about credit, I applied 2 dirty little words that people hate: discipline and accountability. Discipline and accountability. And within 12 months, my credit score rose to 700, 720. But within 24 months, my credit score rose above 800. Can you see that? Let me see that. Can you see that?
I can see it.
You know, I didn't see that. What did it say? What's the number?
805.
805. My credit score has not been below 805 for 15 straight years. And even goes up occasionally to 827 out of 850. Now, not only did I do that, but in 2002, I became completely consumer debt free. I paid off all the debt that my name had on it, everything. And then I took it to the next level. By 2008, I became financially independent. I had a 6-figure passive income and a 7-figure net worth in a recession in 2008. And what I did in the timeline of doing that, Nick, I started helping people in churches, schools, businesses, regular Joes, just like me, just like you. And ever since, we have just been going out and impacting over 20,000 lives personally, one-on-one, through a variety of what's called the 7 Spheres of Money. So without talking too much about me, now you know me, I'm going to bring on this expert, because this is called the DJ Money Coach Financial Expert Interview Series, and we got somebody that's a star. So this person I had the pleasure of meeting at the Aviation Minority Advanced Council, Advisory Council. Her name is Shahara Anderson Davis. She is a star. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Davis. How are you doing today? Welcome to the platform.
Hi, gentlemen. I'm well. Thank you so much, DJ and Nick. I'm Shahara. My peers will, I guess they'll call me a marketing maven, a visionary, and an executor. And just a little bit about me. I'm the founder and visionary of 3D Vision. It's a minority woman-owned branding and communications firm. I founded 3D Vision here in my hometown, Washington, D.C. in 2016. And actually the name is the acronyms of my late father, Donald Dwight Davis. So, you know, just as a reputable communications and marketing professional, I'm the person you go to when you need strategy or content creation, email marketing, social media, website development, management, and brand management, you name it. I'm known to produce impactful results, and that's how you and I got connected, DJ, through my past organization, AMAC.
That's absolutely true. So tell us about your formal background, your formal education, because you know our people, they want to hear all them degrees and all that good stuff that I don't have.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got my undergrad at Temple University. I have my BBA in International Business Administration. And some of my prior professional roles include the DC Chamber of Commerce, the 11th Street Bridge Park, and most recently the Airport Minority Advisory Council, also known as AMAC.
Nick, this young lady is humble. She holds back on it. This young lady international too. Tell us about that international flavor that you have as well. Come on, girl. Come
Absolutely. So while I was at Temple, I had the great opportunity of studying abroad in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City specifically. I actually took this course about emerging markets, and I got the opportunity to go and be there in the flesh at Vietnam and study it as an emerging market. We all as in the students, we all got assigned a corporation or a government entity. And I got lucky, and I had Audi as my case study.
Oh, wow. Audi, man.
Yes. So that's some international experience. And also I had some in high school as well. I studied abroad in Argentina, in the capital, Buenos Aires. And it was super, super fitting at the time because I also used to speak Spanish. That has long since left me. But at the time I was pretty fluent in Spanish. So that was another great experience, and an experience that started early.
Wow. What, man, that is amazing. So right off the cusp, see, here's the thing, Shahara. Our people think that this is the exception to the rule. This is actually the rule. Because when you turn on the idiot box and the media, all it does is promote negativity about our people, but they don't promote the positivity, which is the norm with people like you and I. So what gave you the courage to go abroad in high school? Because I didn't travel abroad until I think I was a freshman in college. And I'll be honest, I'm a pretty aggressive go-getter, but I have my resolutions about going abroad to foreign, lands, at an early age. What gave you the confidence and the courage, especially as a young woman? What propelled that and made you, step up to the plate?
All of that stems from my mother. I grew up as a single child. I'm an only child, and I had a young mother. Again, my father is no longer with us. So, just seeing her and how she guided me. So I would say it would stem back even to my primary and secondary education. I went to the Bullis School. It's an affluent school in Potomac, Maryland, one of the richest counties in the nation. And honestly, for the first 2 years there, I was the only Black person. So that was just going from the inner city of DC at the time. DC was chocolate city at the time. Now it's, it's vanilla, milkshake, caramel city. So, we're still here, but it's definitely changing. So that was just a huge, adjustment. Potomac's only 14 miles from DC, but it is a worlds of difference. So I think just, broadening who I'm around and, hearing from others and my peers' experiences just gave me the courage. And my mom always pushing me. But my first actual international trip ever was when I was 13. I just went on a family vacation. And so my next trip to go on my own was Argentina. And that was my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow, man. That is awesome. Nick, is that phenomenal? We could just stop the interview right now and drop the mic, but we're not going to do that because we're going to delve down and get to these nuggets that she has to share with us. That's awesome. So in your travels, what gave you the passion to stand in the lane that you're in currently? Because you said you are a media maven, and I've come to experience that just when I connected with you with AMAC and how well you handled the situation, how the information you gave me, it was concrete, it was concise, it was professional, you followed through, told me I had a couple of challenges activating the program, and you just took your time and told me other things that could be advantage and how to relate to the community that I was new to. So how did you get the passion to stand in the lane that you're standing in? Because you obviously could have done anything you wanted to do. That's obvious. Is that not obvious, Nick?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It just stems from your personality, you personally, and then how do you blend that together with your professional world and what you want to do and who you want to be. So for me, I've always been adventurous. I've always been willing to take risks and be challenged. And I've been put in situations where I have to do that whether I want to or not. So I think that's the main root of it all. But in regards to just international travel and experiences, it's nothing like seeing people who don't look like you, but finding commonalities, and having a gift and being able to connect it. I'm an orator, I'm a connector, I am a visionary, and anyone can talk to me and let me know what they need or how they want it to get done, and I can just bring that to life. And that's actually the mission of my company, which has been at the sideline for many years, and now just more so coming to the forefront. Our mission is to bring your vision to life. So that spans from digital and print branding, and it's not limited to that. Even just simple as consulting and just being a listener. All of that blends together. So I think it's just a perfect blend of your personal strengths and your professional strengths, and just blending into this one big blender and just making it work. You just got to make it work.
Absolutely. So right now we're at continental divide, digital divide in our community. So what are some of the things and some of the clients that you have made an impact for, Shahara, that actually would be recognized across the board by anybody? Give us some examples of some of your work that you've done that separated you from the masses, that make you the expert that you are specifically, and how a couple of tips you can give to some of the small business enterprises out there trying to use the digital platform effectively, efficiently to stay in business? Because that was one of the challenges at AMAC. A lot of vendors, when the coronavirus hit, they were in trouble. And I wasn't in trouble, and I was wondering why they're in trouble if they came through 2008. I understand the airports are shut down, but you should still be running a business outside of that with your money. So how do you level the playing field as a media maven that we need to be participating more? Because without digital skills, you're going to be out of business.
Yeah, you have to just stay on task and be always abreast and ahead of the curve when it comes to research and what your practices are. So one of my favorite models is just because you're doing something that works, that doesn't mean that can't change. And COVID has proven that. And also just being more abreast on what tools are out there, free or not free, that can get your message across or portray whatever information you're trying to share with others. So just in regards of webinars, I think folks have seen the boom with Zoom, for example, and how to use it. Also, back to not being afraid. Like, okay, here's the research, here's what others are doing. You know how to and how you can implement it. Don't be afraid, like take a risk, practice. Just as simple as that. And to gather the information and to display it to your constituents or whomever you're trying to reach. So I would knit that to research and media tracking, as well as just trend analysis, and also taking a risk and practicing until you get it right and until it becomes one of your new norms.
Okay, and so you were kind of at AMAC, you handled everything. You were the liaison, you were the webinar administrator, you put things together. Talk a little bit to that about your role there for that three and a half years that made you unique fit for them, and how you help vendors and help them out from an internal, business side. Can you speak to that for us as well?
Absolutely. So like at AMAC, I was a communications and event manager. So I handled almost all of our vendors and contractors pertaining to membership, stakeholder initiatives or programs, as well as our events. So just a lot of just different areas. But I would say that what made me so unique in my role is that I had all of our branding and elevating and taking AMAC to the next level. So when I entered AMAC was known, for the great work they do. But one thing that I was able to implement, and that was also through our leadership of our former president and CEO, was just taking it to the next level. So, okay, we're doing good what we're doing now. What programs, what skills, what tools can we provide our membership and our stakeholders that would take them to the next level as well? So that was stuff like implementing the webinar series, getting new corporate and media partners, diversifying our programs and topics at our events so that we're talking about things that are relevant and have an impact on how our members do business and how they can do it better. And the fun side of all of that was just making it look pretty, making it look fabulous. Membership guides, branding, revamping the websites, having individual event websites, signage, connecting with people, letting their brand be visible and be heard. So it was just a lot of different elements, and I really did enjoy my time and all the great work that I did at AMAC and all the great work that they're still doing. So
would it be fair to say that the webinar series was your brainchild, your baby? Would it be fair to say that you took AMAC out of the analog world and brought them into the digital world? And would it be fair to say if that didn't happen, I probably would never heard about you? Because I've been dealing with the airports for about 2-3 years. Houston Hobby Airport, George Bush Airport, Chicago O'Hare Airport, because I was in the bill pay business and I've been selling digital kiosks to the airports since 2010. And I had never heard of AMAC. And I find that hard to believe.
1984.
So, but soon as I talked to Marshall and he talked about it, I was like, okay, what's AMAC? Oh, give Shahara a call, touch base with it. So tell me, and don't be humble about this. Tell us the truth. Was it your baby? Did you bring them from the analog into the digital world? Because I know you did. And tell us, how many vendors did you had worked with in the past on a regular day-to-day basis like me? So tell us some of that. Come on, shine, put some shine on it.
Absolutely. So I would say that the webinar series, as well as our member orientation webinar series, was definitely my brainchild, along with our president CEO. We were like a double pairing there. And it did bring us from the analog to digital world, because a lot of our members were working in silos versus working together. And since it is a national organization, we weren't with the chapter format. We had a regional format. So it kind of makes it really hard to get that local touch that, someone doing business in Seattle is different than how they're doing it in New Jersey or New York, and how could they connect to do it better? So definitely was my baby. But it was a team effort. I can't.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I know it was a team effort. Don't get me wrong. Success is a team sport. That's why I'm a coach, but I give credit to where credit is due. The fact that you put it together and actually brought the team around a concept that actually was a message that the time was here that you couldn't avoid it, or you're going to be out of business. Yeah.
So definitely from the topic to the program implementation to which members were selecting to host webinars. It just was a huge improvement. And I saw some of our industry competitors and allies, copying what we were doing, because we were doing such great work. And that series has flourished and is still flourishing along. So yes, it was my baby, my first.
Oh, absolutely. The best when people imitate you, what is it?
Yes, imitation is the best form of flattery. You know what
exactly, I mean? Exactly. That the other thing I liked about it, because I've done a lot of webinars, I've done a lot of events with national organizations like AMAC. But one thing I always got to push back is when I ask for the contact information, especially when I'm doing something what they call free for the organization. I'm like, wait a minute, you want me to come in, give my expertise that I charge thousands of dollars for free, and you don't want me to get the contact information for people I'm giving free thousands of dollars information. And that was the first thing. He was like, oh, DJ, hey, we're going to give you the contact list. It's going to be streamlined. Matter of fact, if you need me, you even did a little dry run. Hey, we're going to step by step to make sure that it was successful, not only for your constituents, but successful for me.
Right. It can't just work one way. It has to work both ways. And I have to be a connector, and we have to network. And why wouldn't, and honestly, it serves those who register and who want to participate. Why wouldn't they want to speak to the host and have that one-on-one engagement and get that one-on-one conversation and expertise from you?
You would think we have a saying at our firm, it has to be a win-win-win. What does that mean? The people to get the information on your front line, your constituents, they have to win first. Secondly, your organization have to win from our expertise. And then when those two wins happen, then we should win.
Yeah.
And you got that, but I'm telling you, I deal with a lot of major organizations, and it's like pulling teeth. Like I'm asking them for something foreign. Like, well, but what up with that? Well, just pay me.
That's just always been my practice. That's just a part of my follow-up, and that's what a lot of people lack. And where I diversified the follow-up, there's a big gap in that. And I think it just also has to deal with sensitivity. People are really sensitive to people's information. But if you put it in the forefront that, signing up or registering for this, your information will be shared. There's no confusion. It's very clear. You're transparent. So as long as you're transparent with people, there should be no problems.
Exactly. So I'm giving you something. Shouldn't I get something to exchange, equal exchange of value? So that's what I love. So is that a millennial mindset, or is that just you and your philosophy and how you were raised?
That's how I was raised, and that's just how I've always moved and operated, for sure.
Okay. Man, that sounds. So tell us what you're excited about right now, and tell us how a young, up and coming, young lady in high school, a young man in high school could follow your career path and show them that the template is not, the exception to the rule. It's actually the rule. So what would be some steps if I'm in high school, getting ready to go to college, and I want to follow your path on the way to become a media maven, because that's a skill set that's not going away. Mm-hmm. What things do we need to do in order to get on that pathway? So I have a son that's 16, has got a scholarship to University of Texas at 16 engineering program. And I put him on a program to get him in position. So if you were talking to him and you were talking to a young lady, what would you tell them, and how would you tell them to go about it?
I would first say network. Watch who in your circles, like who's hanging around you. Are y'all leveling each other up? Are y'all bossing up with each other? Also focus on what do you like to do? Because when you go to a university and you go to college, you have this like one mindset that I'm going to go in, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be it. It doesn't work like that. You have to tap into what you like to do and what you're learning to like to do, and be open, you know, to different areas where you can land. And I always say also join groups, whether it's, you know, athletic groups or just educational organizational groups. That's a part of the networking piece. So networking, knowing what you like to do, also research. When you have questions, ask. Don't just be in the dark. Ask, ask, ask. Always ask. There's nothing wrong with that. It's worse when you don't ask and you make an assumption and then you just walk around crazy with wrong information that you made up in your head. So that would be step 3. And then step 4 is just, you know, apply yourself, make good decisions, think about how just small decisions you may make in the short term may impact you in the long run. I think a lot of young people, like whether it's something personal or has to do with school, we make a decision, don't put too much thought into it, and then it comes to bite you in the butt later on. So those are some steps I would definitely share with young people today. And one of the biggest ones as well, and I don't know how I didn't say this at the top, was get a mentor. Because that's get a mentor.
What? What? You want us to get a mentor and become successful?
Because you can't just talk to just your peers and people your age, and you have to diversify your networks and your groups. So definitely a mentor. And it doesn't just have to be a mentor from someone that does something that you want to do, but it could just be someone who does great things and tap and wants to, you know, feed into you and tap into you and strengthen you. So my mentor is definitely a big factor of why I even started my business. People were always asking me to help, and I would help. And she was the one who was like, you need to make this like a formal thing. So you need to go on your own. You're a smart woman, go on your own, figure it out how to make this a full functioning business. And that's what I did. And actually, DJ, I actually revamped my website. So you can please check that out, www.3dvisionllc.com, just for more information about me and just more information about my business and what we do. And yeah.
Hey, Nick, you see how sharp she is? She didn't even let me prompt and say, well, let me give him the information. The girl, she on her A game. Now, and I'm jokingly, playing, but I'm serious at the same time. Now, check this question out, because I'm not a proponent for going to the university unless you're going to get a doctorate degree, a judicial degree, or engineering degree. And here's why I say this. I'm a proponent for education, but I'm not a proponent for general education that you're getting built hundreds of thousands of dollars for in an informational world. Okay? So everything that you just said to us about mentorship, about networking, about plan. Be honest with me, Shahara. Did you learn that in any university class, or did somebody tell you that outside of the university?
I'm gonna be
honest. Taught you how to network, told you how to line up. Did you take a class at the University of Temple that you paid all that money for and lined you up to do those things, or did you learn that from other people that were already doing it?
Well, it honestly was a mix for me, if I'm being honest. I mean, I referenced, it was a preparatory school. So I was already prepped and my mom was already paying for me to go to school.
Okay, so let's stop right there. So you went to a specific preparatory school, but let's talk to the general masses. So your experience may be a little bit different in that regard. I went to a private school also. So kind of like the wealthy, Caucasians do. They go to boarding schools specifically for business and things like that teach them that. But generally, when you go to these national universities, they don't teach you that. I mean,
right. That's the general consensus. And honestly, unless you're really going to the business school directly, you're not really going to learn that stuff. So it does come outside of school. So I like to play devil's advocate regarding formal education for university or college, because for some people, they simply just need that pre-adulthood experience. Some people just need to gain independence in that way. So they may just do okay with school, but really the most important part for them was to get that pre-adult experience. Because for some, coming straight out of high school, getting thrown into the adult world, they're lost. And they just need that guidance, just which college has to provide. You're on your own. You're not with your family on a day-to-day basis.
That's a great point that you make, because professional athletes have the same transitional problem.
Yes.
you know, they go from being, you know, this big fish in a little pond, everybody's giving them everything, they don't manage anything, and then they go on the professional level and don't understand your talent got nothing to do with your professional way to handle yourself.
And
so that's great. Exactly,
yeah.
that adulthood, you know, learning book. So that's phenomenal. So with that said, here's the other thing that I heard from you is that you had somebody believed in you and told you to start a business. That's outside of your, you know, preparatory school. The person is your mentor. She told you start a business. Did your preparatory school tell you to start a business, or did your mentor tell you to start a business?
Mentor, and schools are lacking that. Schools, I mean, it doesn't have to just be college. It should start in high school. That entrepreneurship education, you know, financial one-on-one education, like that's what we need to be using in school. I'm not using calculus right now. I'm using basic finance, you know, one-on-one,
right,
on division, subtraction, etc.
Oh my goodness. I tell my children that all the time. If you know how to add, multiply, divide, and subtract, you can run a multi-million-dollar business. Those are the four. Now you get to the calculus, the statistics, that's the high level, but to run a multi-million-dollar business, all you gotta do is know how to add, divide, subtract, do fractions, and you can make money and manage money extremely well. So absolutely essential. So tell us where we can find you. We're going to put this information in the link. Tell us what you're excited about right now for the future, and tell us you know, how we should go about getting back in touch with you for the people who want to touch with you for your business. So take 30, 60 seconds and touch bases on that point as well.
Absolutely. So if anyone is looking for, you know, digital and print branding or communication services, 3D Vision is here to provide that for you. You can find our information on our website, www.3dvisionllc.com. And you can also email me directly at shahara@3dvisionllc.com. And honestly, what I'm most excited for right now, I'm excited to get back outside. I'm excited that everything is opening up. I'm excited to see how businesses and people are going to move post-COVID, and I'm excited to see what's going to change. And I'm excited to see how I can fit in to fulfill my mission and just to help businesses and, you know, everything in between thrive on this next phase of life.
So with that said, as a digital maven, what percentage of business that was analog is now going to be regular on the virtual world from your expertise opinion, given the pandemic experience that we're going through? Because some of the businesses are not going back to brick and mortar. Like you said, Zoom stock through the roof, you know, streaming services through the roof. And now that they see those efficiencies are available and the cost of the bottom line is going down, from your expertise opinion, what percentage do you say Fortune 1000 companies will be using this more frequently as a platform? And what percentage, more importantly, small business owners like you and myself are going to be using this? Or if not, they might be out of business. Why don't you talk to that for us?
Absolutely. I definitely think the brick and mortar model is going to be continuing to die. It's already was dying off and it's continuing to die off. I would say anywhere between 60 to 80% of businesses will be online.
Wow.
Online.
60 to 80%. Oh my goodness.
Online. I mean, outside of you having to travel somewhere, at this point, you really don't. And it's been proven. And through the stay-at-home orders, you really don't need to leave outside of your home or your local community. So I definitely predict 60 to 80% online.
Wow, man!
So we got to check back in. We got to check back in 2 years.
Yeah, we'll check back in 2 years.
It's true, and my expertise, I'm strongly positive that will be the case.
Wow! And so for our people, what skills should they be pursuing right now at an entry level? Even if they didn't go to college, what skills should they be pursuing to have transformational digital skills that are in high demand? We just did a webinar, Shahara, with a gentleman named Seth Himes, who owns a program called In Demand Career. He said before pandemic, there were 70,000 digital entry-level jobs starting at 35, 40,000. And in 2 to 3 years, they will go up to making $80,000 to $150,000 from entry level. So what skills do our kids right now need to be learning at 8th grade, 7th grade level, then high school, and then if they go to college, what skills sets or courses should they be taking based on your expertise already being an expert in the field?
Absolutely. So any professional development course, making sure your professional branding is polished and sleek, so that whether that's your resume, your headshots, you have your own website, that letting people know who you are. what I'm seeing also, DJ, is apps. Apps are booming. Creating an app that is a essential app that people need. So that's the best way to reach your customers or your prospective clients directly on their phones. I definitely suggest as well, just we talked about financial accounting, just one-on-one, getting the basics down so you just know how to run business operations from a financial aspect. Also, social media, you have to be present. You cannot be anti-social media, but you don't need to be on everything. Finding the platform that works best for your business model and the people you're trying to reach. And still networking, building those networks, putting people in place that can take you to the next level, and also that you're leveling up and bossing up as well.
Man, that's phenomenal. Man, this is awesome. So Nick, hey, what's your parting shots, Nick? Because we're going to wrap this thing up because we appreciate Ms. Shahara Anderson Davis's time, and we don't want to abuse the time because we want her to come back onto our show. So Nick, what are your takeaways from this awesome interview and this series with experts?
Well, it's very clear that Shahara is highly skilled in performing her media skills at a high level. She's self-motivated, she's open to challenges, and she takes calculated risks. And over all of that, she's a visionary. And with 2020 being the year of clear vision, I'm excited about the rest of Shahara's journey, especially this year.
Man, that is phenomenal. So thank you very much, Nick. So Shahara, you have 30 seconds. Give us your parting shots. Give us your information again. Give it to us twice, nice and slowly. And I misspelled your name the first time, so you might want to spell your name for the people. And let's keep it like, that book series, dummies for math, dummies for science. Let's give it to them at the 3rd grade level, Shahara. So you got 30, 60 seconds. Give us your parting shots, please.
Absolutely. So once again, I'm Shahara. That is spelled Shahara. I'm a marketing maven, visionary, and executor. You can reach me and my company, 3D Vision, online at www.3dvisionllc.com, or you can email me directly, Shahara at 3dvisionllc.com. And we are a black woman-owned branding and communications consulting firm founded here in my hometown, Washington, D.C. And we're here to bring your vision to life.
And before we close out with you, let them know how large AMAC is, because I don't think they really understand how large of an organization AMAC is. Can you tell us how large AMAC is, how many vendors that they have, so they can understand the magnitude of your expertise, that you're not dealing with small things, and you're dealing with the aviation community. Yeah. That's global. So can you just touch 5-10 seconds on that, because I don't want that to be overlooked with your expertise either.
Absolutely. My professional expertise has focused in transportation, specifically aviation, but AMAC is actually the only national nonprofit trade association that essentially helps women and minorities get airport contracts. They represent thousands of constituents, and that goes from small business owners to corporations to airports themselves and students across the nation, that nation being the United States.
Man, and that's what I'm talking about. So guys and girls, Shahara handled all of that. All of that. See, she's humble, and I love it. So I want to thank you, Shahara, for coming to the interview. And like always, guys and girls, I want you to have a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. I want you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And if you like these interviews with experts in the series of DJ the Money Coach with 7 Spheres of Money, subscribe, share, and like, and all of her information will be at the links below. And if we can, Shahara, can we get you to come back and maybe teach some of this stuff to our constituents too?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be more than happy to connect with people. I'm always here to help. Absolutely.
Man, that's awesome. Nick, man, we got another person who's going to help out our people and make it happen. So, hey, that's it from the show. We'll see you again. And that's my timer going off because we always stay on time. So again, have a pom-pom lifestyle, plenty of money, peace of mind, and come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And let's get back in there and fly, baby. Thanks a lot, Shahara. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
I'm out.
Bye, everybody.